not Winnie.
You call me
Vinay.
Winnie. That's cute.
Yeah.
The thing is
It's very,
like,
I was very brain, and this is what you're representing, so that's okay, right? This is
that's
great.
perfect. This is what I wanted to be as, like, where you have two opposing ideas. I'm just here to moderate this so that you both don't fight.
Yes, thank
Thank
you. Because I don't need to like have a whole.
so.
After this podcast, we're gonna have to go on a walk and steam off.
This is I don't even see it as a fight. We're having a healthy discussion.
Healthy conversation, I feel like, yeah. So to answer to your question, like, so when I like when I see like what is happiness, right? Like I asked the same question to, like, when I was driving in the streets of India, like for me in my head, okay, I don't own a home for myself, so I'm not happy. I don't have this. I've not started a business for myself. I'm this runs 24/7 in my head. Now I have a full time job. I've started this podcast. I have two other business ideas in my head, and I'm like always like running around like with it's like a chicken with a head cut off, like, right. But when I was driving in streets of India, and I saw like a lot of houses with happy people, just in the evening, like they come sit out and they chat. Like I just park my two-wheeler. I look like a stalker or no, I don't know, but they were all smiling at me. I just look at them and just listen to them, and all they're doing is like having a good laughter, and they go back to bed. So I feel like you said, happiness is like it's within you, right? And you try to seek happiness in different states. Like for me, it is like in not exactly in money, but it's like probably something to prove myself that what my parents didn't have and I should have before I depart. So I think happiness comes with in different forms. For my uncle, he's never worked a day in his life, and he's the most happiest person if you ask me. Like, right? But I don't know. Like, for me, I see it in a different way. And to answer your question about how they survey and why they survey is mainly because like sometimes like when you so when you think of like a population, right? So there's population and dude, what is the word? The statistical word? There's population and sample, right? Yeah, sample.
Sample and
So
population.
when you want to represent a population, right? If someone comes in front of the whole world and they say like, without if I come and tell you I'm rich, right? So you need some way like to say that I'm rich. Like either I'm wearing good clothes or I get on in a super good car or something like that signifies something. So when people quantify a lot of things in a global representation, I personally think that's why they quantify so that they have something to go off of. Like back then, when you think about Indus Valley civilization or Mohenjo-daro civilization or back then anything, how they passed on things was through paintings, right? That's their record. So for us in our daily life, in order to quantify like, okay, what, like how the world is functioning, for it's not even like each country is going to each other country and surveying. It's just like they have a lot of metrics. Like there's a good YouTube video for that, like why and how they pick up the sample size, and how they say that's like a good thing. So I feel like it like if I'm an unhappy person and I go and live in any Scandinavian countries like Denmark or Finland, I'll still be unhappy irrespective of whatever they do, right? So I feel like when you talk about like these quantifiable things, they give it out for a measure of standard. Like if I ask you like, okay, how do I recognize you? You're gonna say like, okay, I'm 5 feet 10 inches tall and I'm this heavy and I have like a mole here. So that's somewhere quantifying yourself, right? So that's how it is when they talk about quantifying the metrics. I don't know how true it is. Like you said, there's always biases involved in it, and we have read about a lot of biases where like um, I mean, he's studied statistics too, so we can use R square and relate anything to any instant. So there's always biases, so you never know what is accurate and what is not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so not to be so anti quantities, right? I mildly see the need for quantity. To be honest, I'm anti quantity, to be very honest,
Hmm.
which I'm trying to cure. But I think just specifically for something like happiness, it it just doesn't feel right to me.
No emotions can be quantified, though. I feel like Like fear cannot be quantified, happiness cannot be quantified. Like what else? What are the other emotions?
I
Like
would I would say a lot of things that are quantified in this world for me feel non-quantifiable. Like not even joking. I feel like the assignments I submitted for my I don't know. This is okay to say, right? Just
Yeah.
stop me if I'm gonna say
Yeah.
something that's gonna get me kicked out of UK.
Yeah.
But the assignments that I submitted for my master's degree were quantified. I was graded 70s, 80s, whatever, and it just didn't make any sense to me because we always got a grade sheet where there was a number, and then there was a whole paragraph explaining to me what the evaluator thought.
Yeah.
And I felt maybe the paragraph held more value than the number. But the number is what gets me the degree. It's not the paragraph. So I was wondering, should there have been maybe a slightly different way to kind of deem me a master's in fashion promotion, Because numbers don't actually even they just don't make any sense, because maybe I should have got something like master's degree in fashion promotion communication and media, specialized in or something. Maybe I should have been given badges, just to be creative, right? Maybe instead of giving me a 75 on 80 or a 60 on 80, or you're not even graded out of 80, sorry, 75 on 100 or 60 on 100 or whatever, we should be given badges that say when I do a course and they think, hey, you know what,